In this section, we'll be looking at how to apply some loads to our vessel. Now, before we go and add the loads, we'll need to first make sure that our vessel is placed on a support, such as the support skirt we have down below. Now, to select our loads, we'll go to our loads menu here at the top, where we can apply some point loads, which will include a lateral force or a vertical load, as well as a liquid level. Now, the vertical and lateral loads that we have here are going to be point loads that are transmitted down to the supports. So we could use the vertical load here, for an example, to simulate maybe the weight of some connected piping. To do that, I can select the force that's going to be applied to the vessel. Maybe it's 50 pounds. The eccentricity, so if it's off of that central axis of the vessel, we can enter in that value. The position from the datum, and in this case, I'm going to be targeting this nozzle N2 here. And then finally, our angular position. Now, we can select in which cases this load is going to be applied. So for my example, I'm just going to select that operating condition here. And maybe when it's empty as well. So now I'll click OK. And you'll see here, if I zoom in, that we have this vertical load that's been applied to the vessel. Now again, this is going to be transmitted down into the supports, so it's not going to apply any local stress to the shell due to this applied load. If you need to consider the local stress in the shell due to an applied nozzle loads, you can use the WRC 537 option within the nozzle menu, or under your attachments, which we'll talk a little bit about later, you can use a clip or lug. Next in our loads, we'll look at considering a liquid level. So this is going to be something that's pretty common during your design process. So I'll go back to my loads menu where I can select a liquid level. And here we can either fill the entire vessel here to the top of the chamber, or we can manually enter in the height of the fluid from our datum. Next, we'll enter in the specific gravity for our operating fluid and the specific gravity for our test fluid. Once I click OK, the software is going to add in the graphical blue disk to show the liquid level, as well as our normal liquid level line. Once we've applied all of these loads, whenever we go to run our calculations, you'll notice that we will consider the hydrostatic pressure from the height of the fluid on these lower components, as well as the additional weight from our point load that's seen here, that vertical load, as well as the weight of that fluid.